Let's Do This Radio Talk Show, advertisement and sponsorship opportunity. If you have a service, product, event, or initiative that you would like to promote, connect with us at Let's Do This. We are offering various sponsorships. We also have opportunities for 60-second ads and 10-minute takeover segments. Of course, this is in addition to our VIP guests. So check out our website, www.letsdothisradiotalkshow.com, for more information.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Let's Do This Talk Radio Show.
Yes.
So we're excited about today. Tina is missing, but she's on her way. Y'all know how she is with traffic.
Yes.
So we're excited about today. We have a guest over here, but we'll talk about her a little bit in a minute.
We're truly excited.
So let's do some quick intros, and then we'll go into the regular program where we talk about what we did this weekend, and then we jump right into the show. Bernie.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Bernadette Bronner. I'm from BB Coaching and Consulting. I empower women through personal development life coaching. I also have my own nonprofit organization, Sisters Help and Empower Each Other, where we serve our community through workshops, educational forums, sisterhood. We building our sisterhood between us and giving back to the community and with our campaigns. Our next meeting is April 20th. If you're interested, please send me an email at sheeebereadi@gmail.com.
You got that down pat girl. Yes.
Practice makes perfect.
All right.
I'm learning from my pros.
Okay. You want to do a quick intro?
Yes. This is our lovely...
Quickly. Just
Colette Rice,
Executive pastor.
the executive pastor of the Mount Enon Baptist Church, where my pastor is the Reverend Delman L. Coates, PhD, and I am so excited to be with you all today.
We're excited to have you.
I'm excited.
We're very excited to have you. So
You are.
I am.
Yeah, really.
Ladrine Howard Peterson.
All right now.
I'm the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And what I do in a nutshell is I help turn dreamers into doers.
Yes.
And I do it in the
Thank God for
aspect
Do It.
of HR, so resume writing, all that stuff. And then also business. So if you're stumbling or you have something, come and holler at your girl.
All right.
All right, so the way that we, you got
weekend.
something you want to say?
Do
Yeah,
we say-
that's what we're
Oh,
doing.
okay, go
So
ahead.
the way that we do this is we
Okay.
talk about our weekend.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
what did you do this weekend, Bernie?
So this weekend, every Saturday I have a class on Saturdays. But I had the distinct honor of watching my great niece. She is 2 months old. Little precious Demi
Awesome.
wore me out. When I tell you that I was not prepared for little 2-month Demi, I didn't get my life until Tuesday morning.
I didn't hear from you all
I
weekend.
was tired. I was tired. She is such a sweetheart. I love all my great nieces, and they are so sweet. But I'm just not. I wasn't ready. It's been 23 years, y'all. So,
Yeah.
woo,
Right.
good gosh.
I know how it is.
Oh my gosh, it wore me out. So yes, that's why you haven't heard from me.
That's exciting.
How
It was
your
exciting.
weekend?
I have a new niece too.
Yes.
She's 2 weeks. She's 2 weeks old.
Yes.
Awesome.
Sarah Sage.
Oh.
Yes,
I like
and
that.
so all I want to do, all I want to do is just hold her.
Oh.
I just want to hold her.
So cute.
She is adorable.
Bless her
Oh my
heart.
goodness.
So anyway, what I did leading into the weekend, I actually did a little self-care, just stepping away, and
That's
there's this
important.
amazing bed and breakfast in Riva, Virginia.
nice.
A beautiful house that they converted that's absolutely amazing. I had the house all to myself.
Oh my
wow.
goodness.
Oh my gosh! And they have their rooms are dedicated to writers, and so I stayed in the Henry Wadsworth Longfellow room. And just had a great time of peace. Yes.
We definitely need self-care. That's one of our topics later on this month, I believe.
Okay.
But that was definitely coming up. So I don't remember what I did on Friday, but Saturday I had a do it, did it, done type of weekend. I was so excited this
you
weekend.
Should be.
So it started off with a client. So I actually did an in-home consultation.
Oh, I think I saw the
met
pictures.
her at the fire set.
I saw that.
And it was one young lady who was very engaged in her in creating her vision board. So she was like, I kept seeing her. I saw her at Ash Wednesday. Then we kept seeing each other at morning prayer. And then she was just like, I got to set up my appointment. And when I tell you, it was everything. So that was my do it. My did it was one of my clients. Like, she came to my vision board party maybe 2 years ago, and she talked about transitioning. I helped her with employment. But then in terms of her plan, she wanted to start a massage parlor. And she started it. It was the grand opening. I had the pleasure of getting a massage on Tuesday. And I fell asleep.
Oh, that means she's good.
She said I was
she can know all and she can put you to sleep.
I didn't even know I was snoring. I didn't even remember past the first 2 minutes or so. I remember her saying, choose your scent.
Wait a minute, how tired were you?
I was not much, but like
10.
a little bit. I worked, I was good. Maybe like 3 in terms of time. I don't really get tired. She put me to sleep.
We need her information.
Exactly.
And then the done part was I had a whole list of things. I had to finish up a chapter for a book that I'm writing.
You got some
Entrepreneur Elevation. That's going to be real hot with Cheryl Wood. Looking forward to that. And then I had to finish up like resumes and so it was done. I was able to check off some things. And got in a little bit of shopping, so it was good. A little teeny bit. So that was the weekend. So it was exciting. So now about the show, ladies. So let's jump into it. So the whole theme in terms of the flowers, it came about because of the spring.
Right.
So I was like, so blooming into your best. So blooming into the best you. And then the second piece. So let me tell you about you two.
Oh gosh.
So no. Let it go. Let it go.
Okay.
Bernie had came up with a topics earlier in the year, and I had came up with a topic separately. We didn't talk at all.
Okay.
When we came together and she started talking about her topics, I was like, what? So I was like, okay. You and I met, and you were talking about your book project and something, and you said, let it go. And I was like, okay, this whole let it go thing, like, I get it, I got it. So when we were doing the show and I was like coming up with the items, I was like, let me go over rice because you two connect together. And then we will work it out. So that's how this came about. Okay. And then the third one is the issue. It's you. And you'll recall when my cousin was on the show and he mentioned that as one of the remarks or the comments, and we were like, oh my God. So we got to use that one.
Dream was like, I'm sorry, cousin. I'm taking it out.
I'm
stealing it.
Exactly.
I've said that to myself before.
So I'm looking forward to that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. Tina's going to join us, and then we're going to dive right into the conversation. Miss Bernie have 11 tips, points that she wanting to go through, and then we'll just dialogue into conversation. So we'll see y'all on the flip side of the commercial.
Yes.
Let's Do This radio talk show, advertisement and sponsorship opportunity. If you have a service, product, event, or initiative that you would like to promote, connect with us at Let's Do This. We are offering various sponsorships. We also have opportunities for 60-second ads and 10-minute takeover segments. Of course, this is in addition to our VIP guests. So check out our website, www.letsdothisradiotalkshow.com for more information. Let's Do This radio talk show, advertisement and sponsorship opportunity. If you have a service, product, event, or initiative that you would like to promote, connect with us at Let's Do This. We are offering various sponsorships. We also have opportunities for 60-second ads and 10-minute takeover segments. Of course, this is in addition to our VIP guests. So check out our website, www.letsdothisradiotalkshow.com, for more information. Let's Do This radio talk show, advertisement and sponsorship opportunity. If you have a service, product, event, or initiative that you would like to promote, connect with us at Let's Do This. We are offering various sponsorships. We also have opportunities for 60-second ads and 10-minute takeover segments. Of course, this is in addition to our VIP guests. So check out our website, www.letsdothisradiotalkshow.com, for more information.
Are you hungry yet? Come on over to Peru's Chicken, where we're cooking up mouth-watering Peruvian-style dishes like quesadillas, tacos, burritos, yuca, arroz con mariscos, camarones a la parrilla, charbroiled chicken, fresh salads, and so much more. Our friendly staff at both of our locations, Lanham at 9001 Annapolis Road in Lanham, Maryland, or Mitchellville at 12106 Central Avenue in Mitchellville, Maryland, we are ready to serve you. Just come on in. Y claro que sí, hablamos español. Peru's Chicken. ¿Tengo hambre?
Workshop.
Awesome. Come on
It was
now.
late, but
It's okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. So, Tina has joined us. So, Tina, give them a quick intro. Tell us about you, and then we're going to jump into the show.
Okay. Hello, folks. This is Tina Hunter, owner of Smooches Boutique. Guess what? I have my 3rd annual coming up in July. I'm excited about that. We will be posting the information soon. So, and dropping the information out on the on Instagram for you guys as well, okay? So stay tuned. I want to see some of you guys there, okay? All right, so let's roll.
All right, so one thing before we jump in it next week. So all y'all calling me about the show last week, sending me text messages. Come on, y'all. It was like real funny and engaging. So close your ears for a minute. No, I'm playing. It's life. It wasn't anything slick. I mean, like, I know how I was when I was small. I'm grown now. But anyway, so we should have told you to bring your oil to clean up the place. Last week was like very engaging, but we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. But all y'all emails and y'all text messages, y'all real funny and real cute. I got y'all. And they've been asking to have the men back again. Like, we already did it twice. So we're trying to figure this thing out and try to put them into a regular rotation.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to have the chef coming back. He's going to come back, and he's going to cook in studio this time, but his salmon was good.
Yeah, the chicken wings were delicious. I didn't try the salmon, but the chicken wings
that was
were
especially
good.
for me because I couldn't eat chicken.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So,
You've been doing it.
yeah, so let's talk about blooming into your best self. Blooming into the best you. So what are y'all thoughts and comments about that?
Well, there are seasons,
Yes.
right? So when you are blooming in your to become your best you have to appreciate all the seasons. Summer,
Yes,
winter,
yes.
fall, and spring. And a lot of us don't like the wintertime, right? But
Right.
sometimes the wintertime is for us to grow. It's for us to get, we don't see the seed that has been planted. And so it's been germinating. It's in the ground, in the soil. I was looking at this video from Transformation Church. He does an awesome segment on the soil and the seed, and it may be dark in the winter time.
Right.
But you gotta remember, you gotta hang on to that, because after winter comes what?
Spring.
Praise the Lord.
So you gonna blossom into this beautiful flower, but you can't give up in your winter moments, right? So you got your summer. Sometimes you get heated. It's hot. You have a lot of pressures of life you're trying to deal with. You know, spring seems like everyone loves spring. You can dress real free. You freeze, not much going on. Pretty colors. But you know, but we gotta be able to withstand all the seasons, in the rainy seasons, and we got to think of ourselves like the palm tree. You know, we may bend, we may even go all the way down to the ground, but we never break. We never break. And you know, so I just love it. It's growing, and I'm not going to say much, but I said a lot right there. But I love that. And then with me studying on the seed process and applying it to my life and where I am and what season. Like right now, I think I'm in spring because I have been growing a lot over the last year. So I'm feeling pretty good and in alignment. I've been saying that, so I'm thankful for that.
That's good. You mentioned about the seasons, because now that I've turned 50, the big 50. It's like I thought my best times was like with the kids, raising the kids, and you know, the hustle and bustle of trying to, you know, get a nice career going and everything. But I found now that the kids are grown, out the house, you know, I have the one, but still it's just like, wow. This is something new for me. This is something new. Some layers have peeled off, you know, and that comes with, you know, your ups and downs and your bumps and bruises and your, you know, all of that. And so now I feel like this new layer has appeared. You know, and do you always know what to do with that new layer? No.
Right. That's interesting.
No.
That's interesting.
No.
Yeah. When I think of the seasons in life, I think about as we are en route to purpose, and as you said, that that develops, right? So what we have going on in this particular season may not be able to transfer to the next season. I think one of the things that's so important, because when you were talking about seeds, I have a tree in my yard, and because sometimes the seasons, even though they are defined, the temperature, the weather does not always marry with the season that we're in, right? So you get in the dead of winter, you could get a 70-day, and if that goes on too long, then the seed gets confused. Because I've seen my tree with little bud might come on the bloom, and I'm like, oh, it's not time yet, baby. Some other stuff get ready to go down, and it's not going to happen like you think it's going to happen. But I also think that it's incumbent upon us to recognize the seasons in life. So you have seasons of adversity, and not just recognize them, but embrace them. You know, because people are like, oh, I'm going through a storm, I'm going through this trial or whatever. All of that is designed to lead us to purpose, right? So the trials are designed to make us strong. So we have seasons of wilderness. There's a book by Mike Murdoch, which is very interesting, but he talks about the seasons of assignment. And so you will have seasons of obscurity. You'll have seasons of insignificance. You'll have seasons of the valley. You'll have seasons of warfare. You know, you'll have seasons of celebration. And we have to be ready. You know what I mean? We just have to be ready and prepared for those spaces.
And that's so true. Like, so for me, the beginning of the year was really trying, not in the aspect of life. Life happens, and I'm pretty good with dealing with life. But more so in terms of my dreams and my vision and my goal, because I kept looking at last year. And I was like, last year, like I can't touch last year. But then it was that whole thing of like, stop thinking like that. Stop thinking like that. Because I mean, so much stuff happened last year that it just fell into my lap. Like, that was amazing. But then I started focusing on the things that are happening this year, and I wasn't even giving them credit. I wasn't even giving them credit at all. So
so fast and a whole bunch of things. But still making milestones.
So it's actually I mean, and even though behind the scenes knocking some things out, like today I can go down a whole list of just what happened today, and it was like a very amazing day from my project at work that's about to just be like fire for the entire government, not just for our agency. And I'm the project manager on that. To my client who got my lunch hour, I was like, oh, did you do this? And I had to knock something out before I came. So it's just been like an amazing day. And when I look at the days and add them back up and stop trying to equate them or compare them to last year, it's just like amazing every day. So it caused me to get focused and go over my list again. So I got like a lot of stuff that I need to like do.
And it's important to celebrate each and every moment.
Absolutely.
Something that really, I don't think we celebrate enough.
We're always thinking about milestones, but just taking, you know, the baby step. And not everything you can't necessarily quantify everything. You know what I mean? So you don't know what God is doing. Even if on any particular given day, He may say, just be still. And you're going to have to be So keeping track and keeping record and keeping, you know, score is, I think, is very important, because you have to have momentum and you have to pace yourself and all of that. But don't you know, don't get locked into that, and that's something you'll have to be careful about, because that's what you do. You do it. Exactly. So just ask, and that's good, you know, and that's amazing. But just asking God for wisdom and guidance and direction, so that you can see Him, even in the midst of the silence, even in the midst of the, you know, the quiet spaces.
And that's great. And that's part of your growth. That's part of that seed. That part God has planted there for you to appreciate that slow moment. Because when you go to blossom, either at the end of this year, the next quarter, or next year, you're going to be like, what? You're going to be blown away even more. Because
and here's the crazy thing, and we can move to the next topic. It really isn't going slow, because when I got my packet yesterday for Paris, I was like, but I knew I was going to Paris last year, so I kind of like credited that to last year. I'm like, no, you're going to speak in Paris next month. So, no, I get it, and y'all know, like, my quiet time, I go, and I'm like, okay, but it was something that I seriously, like, went through, and then, like, my health thing, so it caused me to lose energy, so it was like, girl, rest on that, rest on that.
You better know.
So, all right, so let's shift on over to Let It Go.
all right.
Let it go. So Bernie's going to count us down with 11 tips.
I think
and we're going to
11.
engage.
I thought it may be, I do have 11. So I was challenged back in December, I think I did it December the 18th, to do a Facebook Live. I was a part of Cheryl Wood's Speaker Domination workshop program. And so what came to me is I was going through some stuff right before this workshop, and I kept talking about it. It was related to my job, and I was actually allowing it to consume me, and I lost myself. And I was wearing Ladrine's ear out. And so one day, she looked at me and she said, like, okay, enough is enough. You know, she let you talk a little bit. Okay. She looked at, And so I had been praying in that process about what to do. And so as I was praying, I heard the Lord tell me to, thank you. I heard the Lord tell me that I have to put myself first, right? And so I had to focus on Bernadette, and not the distractions that were going on around me. And so what I found is that it was keeping me stuck.
Wow.
Right? So I did the Facebook Live, and this is so awesome because once I told you, I said, Dream, oh my God, I prayed about it. And then I just happened to see this announcement from Sherwood, and the timing was right. The price was right. Like I said, I go to class every Saturday. So my class ended. Then I was able to do this speaker domination class. Everything was just perfect timing. Yes. Right. And I had said, God, if this is for me, I was on a call, then I want this price. This is my budget. Woo! Did it come under? Yes, So those were the 5 weeks that really was amazing to me. So doing that, she challenged us. She'd give you homework. And I did a Facebook Live on distractions. And it's the art of letting go. And I was saying, in order to get to your next level, there's some things you have to do to let go. And it's no particular order, but this is what I had said on the video. I said you have to pray about your situation. You have to get out your head. How many of us already got the playbook in our head? Played it all out. All out in our head. It could be wrong. The issue is who?
It's
You. Me. Right? So you have to stop talking about it every day. Because if I'm going to pray, why am I still talking about it?
Exactly.
If I'm going to lay it at the altar and give it to God, why am I still talking about it?
Right.
And so you have to also talk the situation over with your family or your friend. And I talk to Drina, I talk to my little big sister a lot. And so they help me a lot because I just sometimes be overdoing it. And then because you also remember though, if you're talking to a family or friend, you need someone that's gonna give you honest feedback. Like, look, you said this too many times. You talking about this too much. That's her. Y'all know she know nonsense. My sister the same way. Okay, what you gonna do about it? That's what she's saying. What you gonna do about it? And so then timing is also important because. If you want to be obedient to Christ, if you praying about it, He told me focus on yourself. If I didn't focus, if I didn't do what He said, then my alignment, that I would have missed that call with Cheryl. I would have missed that program, that speaker domination. Obedience is better than sacrifice, and then everything will fall into place, guys. Trust me, I'm a living witness. And stress will stop you from going to your next level. It keeps you in bondage. And number 7, I'm on number 7. I'll put all this in the feed as well. You have to let go and let God. You have to definitely, ladies, I know it's us, we have to get control of our emotions. Our feelings and our, that plays back to your mindset, right? You have to live in the present. And you have to be determined to win no matter what. You can't give up. That pressure, that season you in is giving you pressure, but God got you. And lastly, ladies and gents, you have to love yourself enough to let it go. That situation, you can't love more than you love yourself. And can I tell you, when I let it go, I dropped 12 pounds.
Wow.
Dropped 12 pounds because that weight, that stress was all over me. And I was consumed by it. It was like I was eating. It was like my breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. Dream was like, what you gonna do?
I'm just saying, like, you can't keep talking about it for months. I'm like, look, girl.
It's been going on for months. She was like, look, what you gonna do?
I know the whole crew at her job. I know everything about them. I was like, this is enough.
This is enough. She said, and then she could recall what I said. So she really was listening to me. She wasn't just saying, she could recall the situations, the people, everything. And then she said, what you gonna do? So the issue was me. So I let it go, guys. Drop the mic. And I feel I'm free. So those are some of the things that I think a person should do when you're going through and you having some issues, whether it's at work, with a family member, with church. It's with anything, any aspect of your life. You have to let it go to be free.
And one comment that Trina made, hey Trina, Trina's not here today. She said, when you're totally at peace with letting go, you can walk away from everything.
Yes.
Everything, no matter what situation
What
you're
situation?
in. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the important part for us to realize and not be so hard on ourselves in along the journey is to realize that it is a process.
Right.
Letting go is a
Yes,
process.
yes.
And so there are, for me, I acknowledge that there are some steps that we have to take. And first of all, I think analyzing, that space that you were in where you're talking about, that's healthy.
Yes.
Not that it goes too far,
Right.
but to be able to, because you're processing. Okay, this is a situation when you talk about it. My go-to is always the word, and the word tells us that
Yes.
there's wisdom in a multitude of counsel.
Yes.
So it's good to have, as you said, trusted friends, people that you can talk. But you got to analyze it, and you got to listen, and you got to hear, you got to be attentive, and you got to be in tune. When you analyze it, that's part of your acceptance process, because you can't let go what you don't acknowledge and accept is an issue.
Number one, you got
to acknowledge
Yeah.
it. And so in acknowledging that, you can acknowledge something but not necessarily take that next step that's going to take you to the action, whether it's weight, whether it's whatever the situation. If you identify, okay, this is a behavior, this is an attitude, this is a situation, this is a person, whatever, then I need to let go.
Let go. That's right.
If you acknowledge it, and you can say, okay, they're not good for me, but you can still keep going to that dry well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can say I need to lose weight, but you can still eat. So
Right.
the next part of that, of course, is to take action.
Right.
And then when you take action, that's a process too, because you have, when you're flushing it out, then okay, what steps am I gonna need to take in order for me to get to this place that I need to get? And then the last piece that I would say, even in the taking action, we also have to allow ourselves that space to grieve.
Right.
Because whatever it is, if we're letting go, I love that app commercial, the Let Go app. And the commercial is, you holding on to things. They've been there.
Look at TV. I don't know what y'all talking about. I gotta look at that.
There's an app called Let Go.
Okay.
And the app is designed for people to sell things that they have that they no longer have benefit in their lives, but can potentially benefit somebody else. And the commercials are hilarious because they have people just holding on to things. They running a race, and they're dragging, this huge weight and boulders that are keeping them from getting to their next space. And the part is acknowledging that you're going to part with this thing. The challenge is that oftentimes we ascribe a greater value to the things that we're holding on to than they really deserve. So that's the issue. So you're not going to let go as long as you think, this is, this has this major value when it really doesn't have any value.
So I'll just be transparent. Look, I normally, I don't know how I got into this whole thing of being transparent. I got in trouble last week.
It's
but
good for you.
When we had the divorce coach on, and one of the things that she had lined up, and she was like, admit your part.
Okay.
I was like, what part?
Yeah, you got one.
And
You better believe you
for sure. And it was her comment that she made that made me sit down, because I was like, y'all know him and y'all know me. Everything is him.
He
And
got
then
issues.
I started thinking about all the things that I lacked as a wife, and all the things that I didn't do. And I was like, okay, openly, okay, I did do this. I did do this. So admitting to yourself, it's like a piece of freedom.
It is.
It's like a piece of just
definitely.
letting it go.
Right.
Most definitely.
And that's the grief process too, because when we have experiences, when we go through even regret, you got to deal with that. You know what I mean? So you can let that go.
Yes.
And so if you don't acknowledge, okay, yes, I did this, but I love, I know she can be kind of off the chain sometimes, but Ayanna says one thing that not just one thing, but out of the many things that she says, one thing I really admire is when she encourages her clients to say I forgive myself.
Yes.
Right, I
that.
forgive myself for what I didn't know. Because more often than not, what we did, the stuff we heard, it's because we didn't know. You didn't know he was crazy when you met him.
Right.
You know,
I ain't know
you
I ain't know.
Or sometimes, we ignored it. So we may be saying, I forgive myself for giving this more weight than I gave that. Because I knew he was a fool, if that was revealed at some point in time, okay?
Exactly.
And so forgive me for not using better judgment. I forgive myself, for putting my desires above my common sense. For whatever it is that we have to forgive ourselves for, it's so critical to do that because regret, shame can kill you.
Yes.
I mean, shame can stifle us to the point where we will not move forward in anything because we're bearing the weight and the guilt, and so that's why we have to let it go. We gotta let it go. We gotta let it go. Lay aside. Okay, here I go again. But lay aside every weight. Whatever's holding us back, whatever's hindering us or keeping us, we gotta lay that aside.
God wants us to be prosperous, and He wants to.
And you can't move forward if you keep looking back.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what we're
Right. And what do they say? The objects in your rearview mirror
appear larger.
They do appear larger than what they really are. But that's why your windshield is a whole lot bigger than your rearview mirror.
That's right.
That's good. That is so good.
And that's definitely like my learning phase because like forgiveness, I'm telling you, like I mastered that so I can forgive.
Right.
I'm truly, I'm like, I forgive you. No hard feelings.
Right.
But like, I would talk about it, not in the point like I forgave the person, not necessarily mean they're going to be in my circle or in my space. But I would be like, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe, and all the time it would be making me relive it all over again. And I did a post about that today, reliving it all over again. Like what? Like you're only hurting yourself when you do that. So that's my thing that I just really got to the point because I'm like, like she did this, It adds no value to you.
Right.
And it actually diminishes like how you feel in terms of really getting past everything that you did before.
Yeah.
So.
But it's part of your purging process too, because every time you acknowledge it, it then takes you, especially the deeper the pain, because the mind is powerful. You remember some things.
Exactly.
You remember some things 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Exactly.
You remember.
I remember everything.
So memory is very, very powerful. So the fact that they do resurface is not the danger. The danger is in not taking that thought captive. You know what I mean? The danger is not processing that for what it is, bringing back the affirmations and all of the things that will loop you back around to the space that you need to be in. The other thing about that in terms of relationships or whatever it is that people don't have an entitlement to you. Oftentimes we feel like forgiveness means letting you resume. So I just feel like if you have violated the privilege, we don't always acknowledge that it's a privilege, but you're special. You're special. I'm special. So if you violated that, and I know reconciliation is so critical, and that is important, and I'm gonna work with you and do what I can. But if it has been revealed to me, and here comes the piece about acknowledging too, you don't necessarily deserve a front row seat in the arena of my life. Right now,
understand that.
You can be in the room, but you probably gonna be in the nosebleed. You'll be in the nosebleed section as far as I'm concerned, because I cannot allow you. You can't allow. You can't allow. That's not a necessity. Is that something that you really need? Is that really healthy? No. Let's just kiss and say goodbye.
I know that's right.
Y'all remember that song?
We do.
Come on now. Say goodbye.
So
what they say, don't go away mad, just go away.
Hey, there it is.
Okay.
And I'm serious. Like for me, I know my life had like a serious transition. I'm for real. Like I mess with nobody. My circle was, I can't even get it as small as my circle was. And now, it's just like, people gravitate to me, and I respond right back. And there are times where it used to be where I would just be like blockers, like I don't see you. Now, if I see somebody, I'll actually go over to them, hug them, talk to them, and it can be like a total stranger.
Right.
That's so different, like for me, but it feels good.
Right, that's the blossoming.
Yes.
Not only that, but I've come to a place because I can be somewhat gregarious, and I know, that opens when you are open. Because I'm kind of sort of on the opposite side of you. I'm open, and so when you're open, there's a level of vulnerability that can really be, So what I had to start doing is to pray, and I'm very intentional about. Now I pray for divine encounters. So I ask, is this, is this somebody, because I'm open. I'm really open.
Right.
So you really have to ask, is this a relation? You got to listen. You got to be watchful. You got to be discerning. You keep on smiling and you show your graciousness and your kindness. But when you walk away, ask, is this fruit? You know what I mean? For my life. Is this and it could be my assignment. It could be a deposit, or it could be that I'm going to be the receptor. But whatever it is, you have to know that this has value. You got to know it has value.
I don't let everyone in my circle. And as nice and friendly as I am, and I'm an open person as well, I'm like a magnet. They call me the man at work.
Here come the man.
They're like, here come the man. Oh my gosh, why does she know everybody? And sometimes, like Dream said, they gravitate to me.
Right.
We say something, we smile, next thing you know, we hugging, and every time they see me, we hugging and talking. How you doing? How's the family? I don't know half these people.
But you bring light into this place that you're in, and that's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to hide under a bushel. You know what I mean? But it really is, and there are times when you got to keep it moving. Don't pass the water cooler. Y'all going over here. Y'all know that's necessary. And when I do that, they look like, what's wrong with her? Hey, it's all touching that. And keep it moving.
God has his way of working out. Everybody that I work with work on the first floor.
Okay.
I work on the 6th floor.
Okay. So
all the way in the corner. So stuff be going on. I don't even know. I show up on my meet like, let's go. I'm like, something's going on. Let's move here. So God has his way of placing you where you need to be.
And protecting you.
Yes. Trina said yes, Reverend Rice. Keep it well, Sister 100.
Yeah, that's necessary.
It really is.
You mentioned about Dreamer. I went through a situation when me and my husband had a spat, went through our thing in our marriage. And he forewarned me what was coming. And I was like, whatever. Because I just knew I was the best wife of all, doing what I need to do.
Wow.
And exactly what he said happened. And I was crushed. My little world was done. I could not believe this man that tells me he loves me every night and this and that. My world was done. But I say all that to say, I had to own up. But it took me some time, though.
Right.
Of my own doings.
And you got that breathing.
My part.
You got that breathing.
Right.
I had to.
What's called the issue is you.
Yes.
The issue is you.
I had to own up. But it took some time.
It does.
It took some time. He did what he did. We went through what we went through. And it took some time for me to finally say, I played a role in that.
Right. And hindsight is 20/20. So looking back, you can always see it clearly.
Right.
But the thing is, and I think it's very important that we do that self-reflection. I always say self is a full-time job.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
And when you preoccupy yourself with the growth and development and the blossoming and all of that, then you humble yourself to be at a place where you will listen. It's so important to listen. When people tell you, you know what I mean? If somebody's saying something to you and it's a recurring theme and they're saying, hey, they're especially in relationships where you are calling out. He was calling out. And he's saying, okay, today?
Yeah.
Okay, you got all these warnings, and that's what we get.
Yeah.
You know, we get all of these
Yeah.
warnings, and we don't always heed them.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, that it can be a challenge sometimes. And like you said, if we lift ourselves up, which we all do, that's not just
right.
you. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
sometimes we get a little high, and we gotta, you know, be brought down.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think if we get to a place where we really listen and even reach out sometime, how are things in friendships and everything?
Yes.
Are you okay today?
Yes.
Is there
Right.
anything I can do for you?
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
when
yes.
things happen and people say, okay, you have to at least allow them. If you honor the relationship,
Exactly.
I respect the relationship.
Yes.
I say, if somebody says that hurt my feelings, oh, I ain't, you know, sometimes we blow people off and you have to say,
Right.
you know, I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that because that
Yeah.
wasn't my intent.
Right.
You know, how
Right.
how can we make it right? You
Exactly.
know, if you value the relationship.
Exactly.
I used to be the kind that if you hurt me, because I'm very loyal, if you hurt me, I
Oh
will
my
cut
gosh.
you at the
That was
quick,
me.
and
They
I
used to
would
call
walk
me the
away.
cut-off queen.
Yeah, I would cut,
Yeah.
and I would cut because I feel so deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
rather die. I'm
Yes,
rather, and I love
definitely.
hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when that was violated, or disrespected or
Yes.
disregarded,
Yes.
I was really broken,
Yeah.
and my reaction to that was to completely shut
shut
down.
down.
But God has since taught me, and I look
Right.
back like I had some relationships in my life that were really wonderful relationships, and there was, you know,
Yeah.
some, and when you're younger, you know,
Yeah.
some of the stuff, you
Yeah.
know, but I look back now, and there may be one or two, you
Right.
know, because I still got good judgment and wisdom too, but there may be one or two that I said, I know I could have handled that differently.
okay.
I could have dealt with that differently. And God will forge ways and opportunities for you to reconcile.
Reconcile.
Some of the time.
Some of
Right.
the time,
You
yes.
know,
Right.
people
Yeah.
die and
Yes.
life goes
Right.
on, and there may be
Right.
times when you don't have the opportunity
Right.
to make it
Yes,
right, which
this
is
is
why
true.
it's incumbent
Yeah,
upon
and
us
I
to
always
on the
talk
jump.
about my life lesson, my life lesson. So
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
thing with my best friend, and I was like, she kept calling to apologize, and I was like, whatever, let her suffer a little bit. I was like, let her
Punish.
deal
I
with
wanna
it.
punish you.
Serious, I was like,
Yeah.
we'll get back later on. She need to like know what she did was wrong. That's my girl. And so when she passed away. It was just like,
Wow.
God, like, are you serious? It was like, God, I was supposed to get right back with. So it hurt me like so bad, and it took me years
Wow.
to get
Wow.
over that.
Yeah.
Years to
Yeah.
get over that.
Yeah.
And although like the action, like she was wrong, she asked me to forgive her like 10 times, and I was like,
Wow. And
like,
you rejected.
yes.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
when I got to the point of like forgiving,
Right.
actually it was Mount Enoch, and I talk about it, and I wrote it in the chapter of the book when Pastor Coach did the sermon on the forgiveness series. I was like,
Right.
let me go, but God, this the one that you're gonna have to like help me to get through. I was like, forgiveness just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Then he worked that thing out, the Lord's
Wow.
Prayer, and it was like the verse afterwards. And it was basically like, God forgives you.
Yeah.
Like
Come
he
on
forgives
now.
other people. And when I tell y'all, like immediately, like I went from hard and hard, like, nope, I'm not forgiving them, and on the other side, I'm gonna get them back.
Yeah.
I was gonna get back real hard, but it transitioned and changed like immediately, and it's like a genuine thing.
Yeah.
It was
And
humbling.
that's when I talk about the shift in my life. It changed my life like just totally. But on the feed, we had some comments.
Okay.
Bridget Michelle.
Hey, Bridget.
So she's like, I love it. Growing is great with an awesome feeling. And Julia Adelman said, that's deep, Reverend Rice. It was a little earlier, so I don't know exactly what's deep. But everything she said is deep. It's deep. Yeah, and Trina's on there chiming in.
Yeah,
All right.
so I wanted to say also, I remember being married, and it's funny, y'all, I kid you not, and I say this, I have convenient amnesia to that particular situation because I put it so far back in my mind.
Right.
Now, yes, I was married before and got divorced, but I used to always blame him. Right?
They're always wrong. No?
But as I grew in Christ,
Right.
Yes.
I found out that I had something to do with that as well. And I was not into church the way I was. I didn't have the relationship that I have with God like I do now back then. And I probably should not have gotten married at such a young age. Because I was young, and he was 10 years older than me.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then I was 10 years older than his son, and I knew I didn't want to be no mother at 23 years old.
Oh, wow.
Right? So it was a lot of things in there that was totally wrong, but I was running from something and ran into the arms of this man, and I knew I was wrong. And I have to take ownership for that marriage not working. You know, so it's just amazing how you grow, and it's a wonderful thing to grow. And when the issue is you and you face that person in the mirror, you start to blossom and grow. That's another thing that happens. So I just love that I am continually growing. I will be 52 this year, and I'm still learning. I'm still growing. So it feels so good to grow. I feel like I'm a kid in a candy store because I love educating, getting educated, and I love where I'm going in my life. So it's, even though I had some bumps and bruises, it's a wonderful feeling right now. You know? So it's real good. So just stay around positive people, though.
Yes.
That's
Exactly. My phone right here, like Snapchots, like we do like 3 hours on the phone. 3 hours. So it's not just you.
No, it's not just you.
What's the common denominator?
It's you. I can't.
It's the common denominator.
I can't. And when it gets time when y'all fall asleep or you fall asleep, I talk to myself. I have conversations, thinking things through out loud. I'm talking to myself. I love to talk.
Yeah.
So I don't know who got the longest record, but I got like all y'all.
Do she snapping a picture of how long you been on the phone?
Because it'll be like amazing. Like, oh my God, we've been talking for 2 hours and 48 minutes.
You should check that. You should check that.
But this one right here, no, I'm playing.
I done ran out of breath. I done fell asleep and woke up again. Done had a snack. Done had some been dreaming. Okay, and we come on back. You still there? No.
Oh, y'all. Trina from back in the day. Trina used to actually have dreams, and I would talk to her through her dreams. I'd be like, what do you say?
That is ridiculous.
But that was like messing with her. But I'm serious. I love. Especially if the conversation is engaging.
Well, that's how you grow. You know, iron sharpeneth the iron.
Yes.
That's how we get through this journey.
It is.
You can't do it.
Definitely.
I don't want to do it by myself.
Yes. And I want, just as I did on my Facebook Live, I want to issue a challenge, a call to action to those of you that are watching. I want to challenge you to pick a situation that you're going through, or a person that you need to let go of, or whatever the situation may be. You know what that is, and trust the process of letting it go. And if you need us, we here, because we've all experienced it. So I challenge you to take that situation and let it go. And when you let it go, it will be a moment you may feel uncomfortable. But trust that process, because it's going to propel you to your next level. And it's what you need to do to get to your next level. So we're looking forward to you sharing with us your testimony.
And going back to the whole topic of the issue and issue, that's like very serious, and really taking time to self-reflect on yourself, because a lot of times when things happen, we automatically, clear as day, we can see everything that somebody else did, but we never not never, but oftentimes we don't take a look at ourselves and our actions. When we do that, that's how you mature. That's how you're really able to get through things, to talk through things, and to communicate.
And apologize. Go back and apologize.
That's big. That's huge.
And recognize that you're worth it. That's the piece that we really miss, that you are worth it. Love yourself, and then just be willing. I think Pastor Coach just preached last night at Union Bethel, and the message was, why settle for less when God has more? And at the end of the day, when you honor yourself and love yourself enough to be willing and committed to doing the work, because that's really what it's all about. And you're not alone.
You're not alone. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because Pastor preached about, I go to First Baptist Church in Glenarden, and he preached about
Pastor Jenkins.
Pastor John Jenkins talked about dealing with conflict. We have to do this. And he gave us SBI, and he also shared what Pastor Keith Battle shared about how to receive conflict. How you, and it's called Lover. I'm going to put it in here so that you all can know how to approach these situations when you're dealing with conflict, when you're trying to deal with letting it go. Because those steps going to help you get through it.
And you can't fix what you won't confront. You
no.
got to be able to confront.
That's that right there is everything. And in terms of, like, that's why forgiveness is so important. When you were harboring things, like from when you grew up,
oh my gosh, back there.
Oh my God! Like
no,
that thing will drive you crazy, and a lot of times people do it unintentionally. It's not necessarily that they're really trying to hide. You go through a phase, and when you realize that it's exposed, you can tie everything right back to that issue.
If you ask me, when I counsel people all the time, I ask them, when did you start? You know what I mean? To distrust. When you, and you can always trace it back. 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're just issues that just went undealt with.
And it's like a
so we gotta do the work.
It's a horrible thing.
I was in my book, Strength, Hope, Empowerment, and Encouragement. A lot of people that tell me that when they're going through the book, they can't get through the forgiveness chapter. They stop at that chapter.
Stop.
Because they're not willing to forgive.
Oh,
Like you heard what Tree said.
It's not that people aren't willing to forgive. Excuse me for cutting across you like that. But what we have to recognize, what we have to recognize is the pain. Of revisiting the pain is what hurts. It's not that I don't want to forgive you, but every time the process of forgiving means that I have to connect to the source of the pain, and oftentimes the source can be so painful and so intense that I don't want to revisit. So that's why we bury it. That's why you can go years, and you can go to be 20, 30, 40, and then in your 40 you got that aha. You like, doggone it, Johnny did so you know what, this happened when I was a child, or you know what, my mother did this, or my father did that, or you know, whatever the situation is, we suppress it because it's so difficult. So it's not that we don't want to forgive. Oftentimes it's just a very, very difficult place to visit.
Forgiveness is for us.
Not for the other person.
Get that thing out of you, that toxic.
You can't move forward until you
So a couple other comments. Aaron Hall said, love yourself and be committed to doing the work. Great advice, Reverend. And Trina said, I would actually fall asleep on a dream and wake back up too. Okay. But and one other comment, about the issue is you. If you can count on one hand how many people you have had a conflict or fell out with in 1 year, then you could be the issue. The issue could be you. And that's so true. That's so true. You have people who just can't see themselves, or they're like, this is me and this is who I am. But it's negatively impacting like a lot of different people, and they don't even understand like the negativity or the energy, and people will be like, I don't even want to be around her, and so on and so forth.
Well, one of the things that I know that I keep before me, and it's actually in my book, Wit and Wisdom. Lessons on life, love, and leadership. And one of the lessons, one that my father taught me at a very young age, was that we rarely see ourselves as other people see us. And so that's why we can live this lie, and why accountability comes. You know, because I'm thinking, You know, I'm good. I'm good. And you know,
what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
And one time we got into a conversation. He was like, "Listen, what you're doing right now is not edifying. It's not helping you." And I'm like, "I don't see that." And he said, "How about then if we just have an agreement right now that when you do it again, that's
that's accountability.
I'm gonna let you know, so you can see." That's what we did. And when he showed me, I was like, wow. I had the wow moments. So we got to be able to see ourselves and be good with that. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
All right, Trina normally does it at the end of the show where she poses a question. So Trina's not here, so I'm just going right. So I just make up one like off the top. And it's fun questions, engaging. You good?
I'm good. Don't get carried away.
No.
Don't you get carried away.
No. That was last week. I meant to tell you to bring some oil so you can just like bless everything.
Everybody say, don't you get carried away now.
Lord have mercy.
I'm golden. That's mama love right there.
Yeah, so my questions are easy and simple.
Okay.
Favorite book. What's your favorite book of all time?
I have multiple.
Okay.
Because I love books.
Wow.
But
No more than 2? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Bernie. Go ahead, Bernie.
Charlotte's Web.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And the Bible.
Wow.
Amen.
Okay.
I think that might be unit. Like we got the Bible. You got the Bible.
So I do one more?
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. That's me three. Go ahead.
Look at us.
She funny.
I have 2. One is Commanding Your Morning.
Oh,
by
yes,
Cindy
but Cindy
Trim.
Trim.
That was probably that's
workbook. That's
amazing.
Yes.
That changed my life. That changed my
She
life.
was powerful.
And the other is The Aladdin Factor by Jack Canfield. He's the one who wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul.
okay.
He has a book called The Aladdin Factor. You don't have it because you don't know how to ask for it. And it teaches us about how to recognize. It's real good. It's real good.
So my favorite books.
Yeah.
My favorite books, and I love books. I don't read as much as I used to read, but like one summer I read like 100 books.
Oh wow.
It was like my little challenge. I know, nerd catching the subway.
That's what they say.
But my favorite book is
That's what Denzel Washington did in The Equalizer. Okay, go ahead.
my favorite all-time book, but aside from the Bible, The Coldest Winter Ever. Sister Soldier.
Yes.
Really?
That is my book. My book. That's my book. And then the my second book is actually called Two Worlds. And just a little bit talking about that. So I used to, when I was in my 20s, I used to go to book signings all the time. Like that was my thing. I would go, and whether it was a celebrity or every day. It was these 2 young guys, 14 years old. They lived in the ghetto of New York City. And this Caucasian man like started working with them, and they started expressing their 2 worlds. So I got that book, like I'm 47. I got that book when I was like 23. It was autographed. I still have that book, and I still go back to it. Like it touched my heart so much because I grew up in the hood, so I could relate to the things that they were talking about, and just to see like the transition of everything that goes on. So I like books that can touch me. I got some other books, but we're gonna leave that alone. Tina.
Did she tell you not to?
Well, I'm a funny type of person, so I'm just. So about 2 weeks ago, I was in the bookstore and buying some journals. I ran into the little book. I'm not sure if the name is My Caterpillar or whatever, but that was my favorite little book in elementary where the caterpillar went through the apple, went through the bag. That is just, I think I have maybe 3 copies of that book. Because I found one like this, then the bigger one. So I'm supposed to be giving it to the grandkids.
But the yours, right?
Yeah. And I read see, I like fashion, but I just finished Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay.
So I'm all about
that was good.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one. That was
so
really good.
that's the last thing that I've actually went through and finished.
Right.
Actually
Cover to
completed.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I buy books. I don't necessarily
Exactly.
Support
Everybody.
your fellow books, it's my own
Exactly.
books.
How about that?
How about that?
That's crazy.
Somebody got a book coming out soon.
Somebody
got a book coming out soon.
I am an author, finally. Finally completed.
Oh, you waiting? It's coming out.
Yes, it's coming out next month. It's coming out in mid-May. I'll give you all more information. Wit and Wisdom, Lessons on Life, Love, and Leadership is full of what I have amassed over the years of antidotes, idioms, proverbs that hopefully, will be a part of the handing down. This was a part of our oral tradition.
Right.
And I felt to honor my legacy, my mother, my father, and those who poured into me, if we could just, capture that on the pages so we can continue to pass wisdom,
You can hear
sage wisdom of the
Pastor,
ages.
right? You can hear your wisdom in your work when you speak. When Dreamer, when you sent that CD over to us last year for the holidays. Well, that's the only CD I've been playing. I play it on a regular when I'm headed to work because I was having some anxiety, dealing with grief and stuff.
Right.
But it's me, oh Lord. It's me.
In the mornings now when you be
me, oh Lord.
I be like quoting them right behind you.
I'm in the office going for
Bernie talked about her favorite part last week too.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my
Black. What you say?
My black soul.
It resonates with me. I hear her say that. I said, that's me.
Wow. Bless God.
I got so many favorite parts. You be messing me up now in the morning time because when you say your part, it reflects back.
Okay.
And I be like, oh my goodness.
I am praying for everybody in the family. So sometimes we do have to take the time and say, God, this is about me right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's about me.
Yes.
I'm on my knees, of course you want to, look out for your children, grandkids, hubby, and everybody else.
Right.
But hold up. What about me?
I'm calling everybody else by name. I gotta put my name in that area.
And I be going for not just the breast, but that sweet breast.
Look, when you get to a certain point in life, you need sweet breast. You know what I mean? You need to get every bit of that. You don't need to have that nice shaking.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all. It's time to wrap up the show. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
You can come back. You can come back anytime. Over the phone, you couldn't see our faces, and you just kept talking and talking. Okay. I take it, but you talk too. Every time I say something, you got to come back with it. But yes. So we have some wonderful shows that are upcoming, and I know we've been having like a ball, but the love expert will be coming up. Shanae will be coming up next week with her financial expert, and we're also going to be starting the author takeover. So that's going to be fun and interesting, and then we're going to do leadership, and we're also going to do HR. So I'm going to talk to y'all and help y'all land y'all dream job.
Yes.
So do it. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Do that.
So y'all,
I have a request before we go. This is personal family. We learned today that I lost my cousin. So can you keep the Bronner family in prayer for those who don't know Jesus Christ, please? Thank you so much.
and praying for my best friend Tina and all that they're going through with the murder of her nephew, that's cousin, and we all going to the funeral on Saturday. But
so just
keep everybody in prayer. Yes. So let us take your hand. It's this little thing we do at the end of the show. So stand up.
Okay.
Look, I like leading you. So, like you get to lead a whole congregation. Let me lead you. So shall we? Let's do it! Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next time. This was fun.
Let's Do This radio talk show, advertisement and sponsorship opportunity. If you